Thank you, Irina. Thanks for having me today. It's really lovely to see all your faces there, and it does feel like I'm among peers, because although I run the Association of Translation Companies and have done for the past 3.5 years, I also now have gone back into translation. So I do part-time Finnish into English translation work a tiny little bit, and then I do content creation for some clients here in Finland, where I'm based now. Short story short, Brexit related personal reasons, but we won't go there. I'm going to share my screen, and I've just got a couple of slides. Irina has done half of my slides, so now we get to move on from the boring introduction bit of what the ATC is. Thank you, Irina, for the introduction. We are a growing association, so today we are 215 associate and accredited member companies, primarily in the UK. So about 90% of our member companies are UK-based language service companies, and the rest are international companies who've got some kind of a connection to the UK. But instead of talking about policy or the public sector or some of our other activities or strategies or initiatives, I wanted to take this chance to talk about collaboration and the projects and the initiatives we have done over the past year together with our partners and our collaborators across the industry, because looking back at those has just made me realize how amazing the power of collaboration and the power of working together as an industry can really be, and how much we can achieve when we find the right things to work on and the right initiatives to drive forward. So I wanted to share some of those with you. Of course, Ukraine is at the top of our minds every day these days. And one of the things that I've been really proud of over the past few weeks is the way that we have been able to come together as an industry to provide and support language services and language support for those fleeing war in Ukraine, for the refugees coming into the UK. So one of the things that we have been working on together with other industry associations and organizations like Charity Translators, NERPC, the CIOL, AIC and the ITI is to create the UK's Ukraine Language Support Task Force. We've collected links and resources, both for those of us who are wondering about what to do, how can we help, what initiatives should we support, but also to the Ukrainian communities and the Ukrainian and Russian translators, interpreters, volunteers in the UK who want to support the refugees coming into the country. We've collected all of those links and those resources under Charity Translators Links for Ukraine website, which is freely available there. And the next stage in this project is for us to go out to all of our members and all of our networks and to really start sharing these resources much more widely, and to mobilize our networks to also start reaching out to their local communities, their local charities, their local authorities in order to share these resources that we've collated. This is an example of what we can do together when we come together and start really working towards a common goal. We do a lot of work together with other industry associations. So of course, in the UK, we've been working very closely with the ITI and the CIOL. The AIT as well has been involved in some of the initiatives that we have been working on. We have a formal memorandum of understanding together with the ITI, which simply outlines our willingness to work together towards shared goals and shared initiatives. We've been working together on ISO certification, for example, and together with the CIOL, the Chartered Institute of Linguists, we've, for example, created a joint remote interpreting checklists that can be used towards clients by language service companies and by interpreters themselves. One of the things that's close to my heart is research. I think we, as an industry association, have got a great responsibility, but also an opportunity to look at the landscape of what it looks like today, where are we heading, and to share information that is relevant and timely and appropriate for our member companies, but also the wider industry. So we've supported PhD research done in collaboration with Aston University, which resulted in the LOC 30 report last year, a scientific, properly technical and economic review that revealed that SME companies that make use of languages and language capabilities have 30% better success in exporting than those who do not. We also carry out a biannual, every other year, language industry survey, which for the past 4 years we've carried out together with Nimdzi Insights, a global market research and consultancy company. But we also do grassroots research, if you like. So a couple of years ago, sorry, that's my lights going off because I'm too immobile here. We run a collaborative MA project program where we collaborate with UK universities and their MA students to look at topical issues and questions within the industry. This year, we've had 4 MA students looking at topics ranging from legal translation ISO standards to the decline in modern languages in the UK, BAME representation in the language services industry, and LGBTQ plus representation in the guidance given to interpreters with home office asylum settings. So wide and varied subjects, and we've got some exciting new MA projects kicking off this year as well. Our network, like our membership, is global, so we also collaborate with other industry associations who've got a global base. GALA, for example, is the Globalization and Localization Association, a partner of ours with a totally global footprint. So together we collaborate on industry initiatives, share information, share best practice. But we also partner with other industry associations of language service companies. So last year, the AALC, the Australasian Association of Language Companies, selected our ISO certification body, ATC certification, as their primary partner for ISO certification. And as a consequence, we've seen an increase of take-up of Australian companies on ISO certification. Our latest association partner is CITLOB, the Confederation of Interpreting, Translation and Localization Businesses in India, which is of course a really exciting growing market. CITLOB is a new association. It was founded a few years ago, but it has grown quickly and now has over 100 members, both freelancers, but also language service companies. The thing that I like the most with our collaborations are the joint initiatives, the joint projects that we do together with our partners. Coming up is something that has been frankly on my wish list for many years, but it's finally taking shape and form. We have clubbed together with ELIA, the European Language Industry Association, and we are creating a comprehensive 50+ hour online, on-demand e-learning course on project management training and certification, which is coming out this year. Recently, we have worked together with Fit Europe and the Freeling Foundation and many other partners on putting together a Translating Europe workshop on GDPR, where I represented European language industry companies through the EU ATC, which is the umbrella organization of language service company associations in Europe. Sorry, that is a little bit long-winded, but GDPR is something that is at the very top of my list of things that we can and should be working on together as an industry. And of course, John O'Shea from FIT has been working closely with me and our other collaborators on that. Charity Translators is a grassroots organization of volunteer translators working together with charities. And we formed a formal partnership with them last year. And this year we published 2 guides on language support for charities. One towards charities on how to work with language service providers, both freelancers and companies, and one towards language service providers on how to work with charities, how to understand the language services needs that charities have. Another recent collaboration has been PIF, the Patient Information Forum, which includes members working on health information from large organizations like the NHS and big charities like Macmillan Cancer Care to smaller charities working with health information. So together we've done webinars and shared information. For example, they shared our language support charity guides and created a poster on translated health information that is now available to their members online. This is important, and these initiatives are important because it means that by working together, we can achieve something that is much more than the sum of its parts, but we can also extend our reach beyond our own circles and talking about the importance of languages, translation and interpreting amongst each other to a much wider audience. But of course, we also like to have fun, and we involve our members and our partners in networking activities and doing things together. Every year, the ATC has annual language industry awards where we celebrate the years of achievements. And over the past few years, we've had the good fortune of inviting our partner association representatives to be our judges. So we've had judges from the ITI and the CIOL and our other partner associations, and it's been a really fun, great exercise for us and also for the companies who put their nominations forward for the awards. Last year, we also partnered with Women in Localization, the United Kingdom chapter, and in May, we're coming together for the first time for a networking event. Women in Localization does the ATC networking drinks in London on the 18th of May. If you're around, you're very cordially invited, and you can join Women in Localization to get a chance to register for that. Registration open next week.